Hi, everybody. This is, well, I'd like to say hello to all my existing subscribers and any new people who happen to see this video, any training enthusiasts. I've been updated of one thing, and that was to make a signal gantry across 3 tracks with operating signals in it. Now, I know you can get the dapole one, which goes across about 3 tracks, but you've either got that doesn't come with any signals included, and to make it go across wider you've got to buy more than one and join them together. Well, this company on eBay, this is the seller. I don't know if you can see it here, about this seller, all right, down the bottom there, that's who it come from. And they do quite a lot. It's 3D printed, and I actually got one piece of paper. This one. Hang on. So I bought this one, which is, I think it comes as 4 gantries wide. Anyway, but I cut it down so it fitted nice where I wanted it to my 3 gantries, and fitted just right. So it's you obviously it's all you've got. It's the whole thing is all in 3D printed bits, but you glue together in any combination you want. So you can cut the lattice to any width you want, and solder the uprights on, or not solder, but glue the uprights on. But it comes with 4, well, you can have a combination of how many lights you want in the order, but I ordered it with 4 2-aspect lights. Now, with the 4 2-aspect lights, I think it came to about 15 quid. Which, when you think you've got the lights with it as well, and all the you get the wiring with it and all that, but it's all just supplied as little LEDs which you have to solder together. So if you don't like soldering, you won't want to do this. Now, there was one problem with this when I got it. It says on here, join the negative prongs to 1 cable for each set of LEDs. Then solder a cable to all the positive prongs individually, which I did. But when I had it all put it all together and tested it with a battery, and it all worked. But when I used it with what I wanted to use it on, was the Rails Connect decoder, right? Where they got these 2 lights for fitting to a panel lights, control panel LEDs. I wired the signal lights to that. So that was a 2-aspect signal for one of these decoders, right? So. And it didn't work. So what I found was, whereas it says solder all the positive, the negative prongs together, it was just the opposite. I had to solder. When I soldered the positive prongs together, it worked okay. Now, what I found in the end was, because you got, it's a little 3D printed, little 3D printed bit for the light head, and you've got to get the LEDs soldered together the right distance apart. Well, you've got to be careful you don't melt the 3D printed head for a start off. So what I got was, I got a little block of wood, and I drilled 2 holes in it, slightly bigger than the LED, well, a tight fit for the LED, at the right perfect distance apart to match the 3D printed light head. And I found that if I put I'll just show you, I'm not going to solder it here because this is just a spare one. So if I put the two LEDs together, so it'd be, the green would be at the top, wouldn't it? Put the long prongs together, which is the positive, as far as I can see, unless I understand it wrong. But when I put a positive side of a battery on the long prong, you'll see it lights, right? That's the red light. So the two positive side of the prongs are together. And then all I do was fold that down like that. This is how I did it. Folded that down like that. You can fold it pretty sharp. And the same with the other positive prong. Fold that down pretty sharp. Soldered that point there together and then trimmed off the excess each side, so that then left me with the two negative prongs to solder to, which I also cut down after soldering. But doing that, when you take it out, it's a bit tight fit, but when you take it out, the bulbs are the right distance apart. I can get them out. I mean, I haven't soldered these, but when you pull it out, they'd be the right distance apart because you've already soldered them together to fit in the 3D printed light head. So that's what I did. Well, eventually when I resoldered them all, and they all worked all right. So I was happy with it. Happy with it in the end. But first of all, it was a right pain. Now the only thing then was, I mean, this whole thing cost me about 15 quid with 4 light heads, right? But I wanted, they don't do the left feather or right feather, so I wanted a left feather on this one and a right feather on that one. So I couldn't find them anywhere cheap, so I had to go to, is it Burco or the other firm, and buy them there, and they were about £8 for one left-hand feather. I only needed one because I already had a right-handed feather. One left-hand feather, so it was £8 just for one little feather. Anyway, got that. Right, so now when I tried to solder, as this shows on this, it shows that there's 3 wires, so it does 2 a red and a green light. Well, I tried to also add the feather into one of them connections, and it came up so dim you couldn't see a thing on it. It hardly noticed in daylight, so I had to make another, put the feather on a separate circuit. So what I did there, how did I do that? Well, I'll show you in the next part, try and demo it. Anyway, we go out and have a look at this working on the layout. Right, where we are, looking at the layout now, and here's me gantry. And as I said, it was wide enough to go wider than that, but I wanted it to fit nice. I'm a bit tight when the train comes round if I don't have it right tight fit, so I've done it, cut it exact width for it. It was enough to go for about 4 gantries, I think, when I got it. Anyway, that's it, and but I've added a left feather and a right feather there, as you can see. Now, one reason for this is it gives you an indication as to how there's 2 points underneath this area here, which you can't see without looking in the end there, but I couldn't see directly as to what the points are set at. So this gives you an indication as to how they're set. Although I can also see how that is set on my Z21 track plan. It does show it on that, but I thought it's also nice to authentic to look at it on the track like that. So if we go to my Z21, that's my Z21 thing. Well, if I press this button here, you see it comes up with me track plan, and I can set routes. I can go outer track, inner track there, station 1, platform 2, platform 3, set the route just by touching them buttons, or set a complete route. Now at the moment you'll see that the outside light on that gantry, when the left hand feather is on, that's to show that that is going up this track here, and on the other one, which got the right hand feather, it will show if that point there is going across there. So if I was to click this and change that to that, it shows that the track is going up there, and you can see the left hand feather comes on, and a red light at the bottom comes on. I'm not sure whether that's right or not, but that's how I've got it on. Got the red light at the bottom, but the go light for the left hand feather. So if I put that back now, you'll see it change. Right, green feather goes off. The same with the middle one. If I click that, it changes the right hand feather, which shows on my, that will show that going across there. And if I was to click the inner track there, then it also would show a stop sign for any train coming round this way. I mean, I haven't glued it in position yet, it's just laying there, but you can see the idea of it. But it all seems to be working now, so I'm quite happy with that. Now, as I said, the feather itself I couldn't run off of that same circuit. So what I had to do there is I soldered. I'll try and show you. I bought these little bridge rectifiers. They're called bridge rectifiers. You get a strip of about 20, little tiny. I'll show you here. Here it is. Here. Here's a single one. I don't think it's a job to focus on, but try and. One side is marked positive and negative, and the other side, what you do, you connect the side where my my fingers are, you connect your AC or DCC to either one of those connectors, and it comes out of the opposite side, positive on that side, negative on that side. It's marked on there somewhere, but I can't get a good focus on it. No, I can't really see it, but it does. It comes out positive and negative 12 volt. So all you've got to do then is add a resistor on one side of your light, and you solder the other light direct to it, and it will. You can make that. I made it so it's switched. I soldered. I'll show you. I soldered one side of this to the frog on me. Frog wire on me point, which is an electrofrog point, and the other side to the positive rail. So when the frog was negative, it made a circuit and lights up. And you can do it, you can wire it the other way if you want it to switch the other way. So you put, when your frog turns to positive, you'd obviously put the other wire on the negative side of your track. I'll try and explain it better with a diagram. But as I say, I got these from RS components. So only you get about 20 in a pack. They're like 70p each plus VAT. So if you said they're less than £1 each, and I've used loads of them on my track because I've done a lot of points where I've used. Come down here. I'll show you the old Hornby ones. What I've done. Let me come over here. This old Hornby track curve point. I soldered a wire to there, and I haven't even soldered it, I've just pushed it in and I soldered a wire to the other one. So when that switches, you've got two of those bridge rectifiers in conjunction with that switching, and you can make the that would make this signal switch here. And there's I've got various ones like it around the circuit, but that's basically me update at the moment. So my shuttle's going up and down all on its own while I'm doing this. I'm not sure if this will explain it any better. I mean, if I turn it round. Right. In my case, I've got a positive rail with this inside rail. I take a feed off of the inside rail, and I take a feed off of the frog, which this is an electrofrog point, and there's a wire comes out the centre. So you take a feed off of that. So that's DCC coming off of there, and that goes into the bridge rectifier, right? And then it comes out the bridge rectifier. No matter what way round you put these wires into the bridge rectifier, it'll always come out with the positive on the side marked positive, negative on the side, and that will be in DC, not DCC, so it'll come out in DC. So that will then go through a resistor and light your LED. Right, this is your LED, so that will light your LED. Now you can do the same thing with a non-electrofrog point. Try and explain that. I have done it before with take this, right. So if we said that was your positive, take a positive feed off of that inside wire, take a negative feed off of this. What I do is I'd solder it to that, just one side. Right? You can do both. This is just to get a single LED lit up like a feather. So now your positive's coming in here, and it goes out there, it's still positive, so you'll not get any light. You won't make a circuit, because that will switch to positive. That will still be positive. But when you switch that to that is positive. And this is now connected, this wire here, to negative, so that would make your circuit and light your LED. It's only like a single LED, but like a feather. Right, so I hope that helps. Oh, well, I hope you found that of interest, and that's it for now. So see you next time. Please like and subscribe. And so until the next time, bye for now.